Ever wonder what the longest touchdown ever thrown is? Or the worst loss in NFL history? How about the most expensive cleats ever worn? Well, I put together a list of these unbreakable records. And first, this player set a record for having the shortest career in NFL history, 5 seconds. See, in 1998, Ryan Sutter walked into Meadowlands Stadium, ready to make his NFL debut. This was the moment Ryan had worked his entire life for, but on the very first play of his career, the unthinkable happened. Cause Ryan was just trying to play some defense on the kickoff, when he went for a tackle and blew out his shoulder. Yeah, that happened just 5 seconds into the game, and the Panthers decided that was all they needed to see. So a few days later, they cut him from the team, giving Ryan the shortest NFL career of all time at just 5 seconds. But Aaron Rodgers' record was far from short, because he threw the longest Hail Mary in NFL history.
A vintage moment in the end zone. It is caught for the win.
61 yards. Damn, Aaron went long. But this next record is nasty, because Adam Jones has been arrested so many times, it set an NFL record. Yeah, this dude's a menace to society, cause it turns out the man's got serious anger issues, and it led to him going off the rails. I mean, since joining the league in 2005, Jones has been arrested for everything in the book, from assaulting police officers, to poking a hotel clerk in the eye, to even trying to cheat a casino in a game of blackjack.
A former Bengals star reaches his hands into the chips. That's a no-no while gambling in a casino. Jones points his finger in the guy's face. The dealer, pit boss, and security, they've had enough. Jones was arrested and slapped with a long list of charges. Pac-Man pleads guilty to a few felonies, cheating, and resisting arrest.
And if you add up all of Jones' crimes over the years, the man has gotten arrested 10 times, more than any other NFL player. God damn. He didn't just set an NFL record, he set a criminal record. But we're kicking it over to this next record, the longest field goal in NFL history.
This is for an NFL record 66 yards. On its way. It bounces off the crossbar, and it's good! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my... Did that just happen, Greg?
66 yards. That kick was for the win and history. But the craziest part is, literally the same day, the Cardinals tried to break this record. But instead of scoring, the other team caught the ball and started running.
Brings it out of the end zone. Agnew still running. Touchdown, Jacksonville! 109 yards, incredible!
Yeah. Instead of breaking the field goal record, the Cardinals helped set a record for another team, cause that touchdown return was 109 yards, which made it the longest in NFL history. Man, I couldn't run that far if I tried, and neither could this next player, cause Aaron Gibson set an NFL record for being fat. Yeah. See, growing up, Aaron had a rough childhood. He moved over 30 times as a kid, and at one point was even homeless, which left him constantly wondering where his next meal would come from. So once Aaron got to college and his meals became fully paid for, my man was eating everything in sight, and he continued this all the way through the NFL, until eventually it became a huge problem, because this dude ate himself all the way up to 480 pounds, the heaviest recorded weight in NFL history. But soon after, Aaron ended up meeting the love of his life, and she helped him turn things around, getting him on a diet and helping him lose over 110 pounds. Man, Aaron went from fat to fit. But we're gonna go from fit to fast, because we gotta talk about the fastest touchdown ever. See, in a game against the Cowboys, the Eagles tried to start the game off by being a little sneaky and kick the ball to themselves. But instead, the Cowboys intercepted it and set an NFL record.
And the Eagles and Cowboys are underway. There's the onside try, and it's grabbed by the Cowboys. And heading in is Randall Williams, and he's got a touchdown. The Cowboys were ready, and they turned the tables on the Eagles.
A touchdown in only 3 seconds. No one will ever do that again. But what they'll probably do is Josh Johnson, because this dude holds the record for being the biggest hoe in NFL history. See, after getting drafted in 2008, one thing became clear: Josh sucked. So he got treated like a rag doll, bouncing from team to team so many times that in 2022, it put him in the record books, because he signed with the Broncos, becoming his 14th team in 14 years, the most teams an NFL player has ever played for. Man, this dude is just team hopping. But let's hop over to our next record, a moment that made an NFL quarterback king of the glizzies.
This is an official Guinness World Records attempt for the longest throw and catch of a hot dog sausage into a bun. And Mark Brunell, ex-quarterback of Jacksonville Jaguars, stepped up to the challenge.
A little different than throwing a football, of course, but anybody can throw a football. Not everybody can throw a hot dog.
There will need to be a throw of a minimum 20 meters caught in the hot dog bun.
Wow, he slid his wiener right in. But OBJ slid his foot in, cause he set a record for wearing the most expensive cleats in NFL history. Yeah, in 2022, Odell wanted to get a foot up on the shoe game, so he hit up LA-based shoe designer, the Shoe Surgeon, and had him make custom, one-of-a-kind, blue and gold cleats, laced with 150 grams of 14-karat gold, and a Nike swoosh with 1,525-karat white diamonds. But these were some massive shoes to fill, cause they cost OBJ a ridiculous $200,000, making them the most expensive cleats to ever touch an NFL player's feet. That is a W. And speaking of W's, we gotta talk about the Vikings, cause they pulled off the biggest comeback in NFL history. See, in December of 2022, the Vikings were playing the Colts, and by the third quarter, things were looking abysmal. The Vikings were down 0-33, knowing they were about to become the laughingstock of the entire league. So they put their heads down and went to work, grabbing fumbles, making stops, and scoring touchdowns, till eventually, by the end of the fourth quarter, the Vikings had tied the game and sent it to overtime, which is where they completed the greatest comeback of all time.
Greg Joseph for the NFC North. And the kick is good. It's a winner at US Bank Stadium. And the Vikings are kings of the North once again.
Greg Joseph, as cold as the weather in Minnesota. G-Money, straight cash.
Man, the Colts had him in the first half, I'm not gonna lie. But I wish I was lying about this next record, the most embarrassing NFL record ever. See, in 2009, what the Pats did to the Titans should have been illegal, because they beat them so bad, they made history twice, hitting them with a 59-point blowout, the biggest blowout ever. But that's not even the craziest part, because while Tom Brady and the Patriots were destroying the Titans, Tom was setting his own record, because during the second quarter, he went psycho, throwing 5 touchdowns, the most ever in a single quarter. Damn, the Pats should be locked up for murder. And they need to lock up the Cleveland Browns too, cause they have the worst record the league has ever seen. In 2017, the Browns were down bad, and I mean really bad. See, their entire team battled injuries all season, causing dudes to play who would normally never see the field. And despite trying as hard as they could, the Browns lost every single game that season, going 0-16. That is the worst record of all time. And while the team was getting roasted by the media, you'd think Browns fans would be pissed. But instead, for some reason, they decided to throw the team a parade to celebrate this embarrassing record.
As we just showed you, the parade was met with some frustration and some excitement, much like a regular Browns season. Some, including players themselves today, called it insensitive, even telling supporters they weren't real fans.
Now those in favor of the parade say that it is a message to the front office that things need to change.
Man, Browns fans got it bad. But at least they're not Bucs fans, cause the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the worst team of all time. See, in 1976, the Bucks finished their season losing all 14 of their games, averaging just 8 points per game, which were both NFL records at the time for the worst season and worst points averaged by a team. But as bad as their season was, they wanted to return the next year and prove to the world that it was just a fluke. Hell, they even got the #1 pick in the draft, so they brought back most of the team for a shot at redemption. But instead, things got even worse, cause they ended up losing another 12 straight games and became the laughingstock of the country. Yeah, they were 0-26 over 2 seasons. Eventually though, the Bucks won the final 2 games of the season, and after both wins, they celebrated like they won the damn Super Bowl. Now look, we gotta talk about the most expensive Super Bowl commercial of all time. On average, Super Bowl commercials cost around $6 million, and while that's a ridiculous amount of money to spend on just a commercial, in 2020, Amazon wanted to flex their pocket, cause they ended up dropping $16.8 million on a 90-second commercial, and that commercial broke the record for the most expensive Super Bowl ad ever. Yeah, that's some big money. But look, going big is nothing new to Jerome Baker, cause he has the biggest sack in NFL history. Let me explain. During a game against the Chiefs, Jerome Baker broke free from his defender and started chasing Patrick Mahomes down the field, till eventually, Jerome sacked him. And that 30-yard tackle broke the record for the longest sack in NFL history. Damn, well that's one long sack. But we're going from long to short, cause we gotta talk about the smallest player in NFL history. See, despite having some of the biggest men in the world, the NFL has had a few pocket-sized players too. I'm talking 5'7" Maurice Jones-Drew or 5'6" Jacquizz Rodgers. But there's only one player that stood below the rest. 5'1" Jack Shapiro. Yeah, this dude played in the NFL from 1929 to 1932 and holds the Guinness World Record for being the shortest player of all time. Man, when are we gonna start appreciating the little things in life? But there's nothing little about Raheem Mostert, cause he's the fastest NFL player ever. See, during a game against the Jets in 2020, Raheem got the ball and ran it 80 yards in just 10 seconds.
San Francisco and Raheem Mostert, are you kidding me? 80 yards all the way on the toss play.
And during that run, he reached a top speed of 23.09 miles per hour. That's the fastest any player has ever run. But what if I told you that there's one player that's snatching up all the records? Cause Tom Brady has the most unbreakable records of all time. I mean, this dude's been making history since day one, becoming the only player with 5 Super Bowl MVPs, the only player to beat every single team in the league. Hell, the man's even played in 15 Pro Bowls, the most ever. Yeah, the man could do it all. I mean, he's even played in 10 Super Bowls. But there's one game that's so crazy, it officially made Tom Brady the GOAT. See, in 2017, during Super Bowl 51, Tom and the Patriots were down 28-3, just 17 minutes left in the game, and any other team would have just given up. But one touchdown late in the third quarter gave the Patriots all the momentum going into the fourth, where Tom threw 2 more touchdowns, and the game was suddenly tied. Yeah, the Patriots managed to score 25 points in 17 minutes. And as the game went into overtime, Tom pulled off the impossible by not only completing the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history, but one of the greatest comebacks in all of sports.
Toss to White. He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl!
He didn't stop there though, cause Tom ended up breaking the record for the most completions and the record for the most yards thrown in a Super Bowl. Man, Brady's a walking record book. But I bet you didn't know that the Olympics are a walking lie, cause it turns out that their gold medals are actually made of silver. Yeah, but that's just one weird sports fact. I got a whole lot more in the chamber, from an NFL player causing an earthquake to sports you didn't even know exist. Look, if you want to hear more, you need to click on this video right here. These are the weirdest facts about sports. And this video's over, so might as well click it, right? What are you doing? Click it!